Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Cobb. I had to make sure that we had all of the information that we needed before we started this interview.
Interview? Since when does the federal government come in and kidnap kids out of class for an interview?
I realize that our methods can be a little unorthodox sometimes.
Unorthodox? Are you freaking kidding me? You came to my class, flashed an ID badge, said you were with the Department of Defense, stuck me in a van, put a bag over my head, took me out here, God knows where.
Don't worry, you're in a safe place, and I apologize for all that. But let's just get through all the formalities first, and then we can get down to business, okay? Okay. Your name is Gary Nathaniel Cobb, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were born January 17th, 1990 in Gilderman, Arkansas, to James and Julia Cobb. You grew up in Arkansas with a normal childhood in a stable home with a stable family. You attended Northwest Central Elementary, junior high, and high school, where you finally graduated in 2008 with a 2.8 GPA. Is everything correct so far, Mr. Cobb?
Yeah.
Okay. After graduating high school, you applied to and were accepted by Tulane University here in New Orleans, which is where you are still a student. And what is your current field of study at Tulane, Mr. Cobb?
Psychology.
Really? Why?
Just fascinates me.
And what particular facets of the mind interest you, Mr. Cobb?
I don't know. Dreams, insanity, phobias. You know, all the kind of things that the human mind can conjure up on its own.
Interesting choice of words. But fair enough. And do you make good grades?
Yeah, I guess so. Not as good as anyone else.
You guess so, Mr. Cobb? According to the transcript here, it says you have a 4.0 GPA.
Okay, so, yeah, I get good grades.
So don't you find it odd that you barely graduated high school, but yet here you are attending an Ivy League university with an exemplary GPA?
I'm not a cheater, if that's what you're implying. I study hard and I make my own grades.
I'm not accusing you of cheating, at least not directly. Let's just say I don't think you've ever copied anybody's homework or anything like that.
What in the hell does that mean?
Tell me about the tests that you take for your classes, Mr. Cobb. Tell me how you get those answers.
I study for them, I sit down and I take the test.
And the answers just, come to you as you read the questions?
Yeah, it's called recall. How else am I supposed to get them?
How indeed, Mr. Cobb. How indeed. Is it possible that while you're taking your tests, that instead of learning the material, that you are actually plucking the answers out of your classmates' brains?
This is bullshit, man. I'm out of here.
We know what you can do, Mr. Cobb. We know about your ability.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know very well what I'm talking about, Mr. Cobb.
It's a curse if you haven't. How did the government even find out about it?
Do you recognize this? Look at the date.
I'll never forget it. I almost died that day.
And what happened specifically?
Me and my brothers were riding four-wheelers out of my parents, and mine rolled on top of me.
The doctors thought you'd cracked your skull open when the bike fell on you, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was in a coma for a week, still have the scar.
But you obviously recovered.
Yeah, it's a miracle. Somehow I came out of it with no brain damage that anyone can tell. I don't see what this has to do with anything.
The real miracle, Mr. Cobb, was not that you survived. It's that your brain actually rewired itself while you were in a coma.
I don't understand.
Take a look at these side by side. The first one I gave you was your initial CAT scan that was taken shortly after you arrived in the emergency room that night. The second was taken 2 weeks after. See the difference?
Yeah, the second scan has got more white spots on it than the first one.
That's exactly right. It's got 60% more to be exact. Those white patches that you see represent your neural activity.
I don't understand. I don't know what this means.
I would have thought a psychology major would have understood this. The average human brain doesn't have that much activity on a normal day. The accident caused your brain to look for different pathways to achieve its neural transmissions, and then created new connections using non-active synapses. We believe this drastic change in your brain activity is what gives you the ability to read minds.
Huh? What? How could you draw that conclusion? What would make you think I could read minds? Unless I'm not the first one.
That's very astute, Mr. Cobb. You are actually the 9th documented case that the U.S. government has of mind reading on file, going back almost a century. Your brain activity is identical to the 8th for you.
The 9th? How come this hasn't gone public? Everything I've ever read has told me that being able to read minds is a myth, an urban legend.
National security primarily, and also keeping a tactical advantage over other nations. How do you think our nation's allies would feel if they knew we had mind readers around them? Or better yet, how do you think our nation's enemies would feel?
Okay, great. So now I know why I have this. But you haven't answered my question though. How do you know about my ability?
To be honest, we have people everywhere, Mr. Cobb. Because of the state of the world, we've had to increase our domestic presence as well as our international. We have people stationed at every major hospital in America. We are always on the lookout for that random terrorist that might be admitted to the ER for some reason. The agent that was on staff at your hospital that night sent us the scans after he noticed the abnormality.
But why? Why, for God's sake, why am I even here? I can't read anybody's mind unless I'm close to the vicinity that they're in. I'll never be close to the president to read his mind, so I'll never be a national security threat.
That remains to be seen, Mr. Cobb. Let me ask you a question. Can you read a mind through an obstacle, like through a wall?
Yeah, I can. It's a little weird since I can't see who I'm reading, but I can do it.
That's good. That's very good. Are you willing to cooperate with us?
Cooperate with you on what?
Let me be frank, Mr. Cobb. We have a very delicate situation of the highest priority that requires your unique gift.
What, like going undercover or something? Look, I'm not about to risk my life.
No. Don't misunderstand. Nothing like that. The situation is non-violent and can be handled right here in New Orleans. I can guarantee your safety.
What's the catch?
Oh, there's no catch, Mr. Cobb. I just need to acknowledge your cooperation before I disclose any information. As cliche as it sounds, this is highly classified.
And what's stopping me from just reading your mind right now and getting the information?
Do you really think I would be in here if you had the opportunity to do that? I'll tell you what, why don't you give it a shot? What am I thinking?
Damn it! I can't. You're blocking me. I don't understand. No one's been able to block me. How the hell are you doing that?
Mr. Cobb, don't forget, you are not the first mind reader the government has been in contact with. We have learned over the years. We've studied, we've analyzed. We discovered several years ago that a simple electromagnetic field can dampen and even hamper the ability to read minds. Do you hear that background humming? That's an electromagnetic generator installed in the ceiling above. This room was especially designed for our conversation today. Yes, that too. That hood has a chip sewn into the fabric that emits a tiny electromagnetic signal.
Which would explain why I couldn't read any of your men on the way over here.
Exactly.
And what if I refuse your offer? What if I refuse to help you? Then what?
Then you're free to go. We put the hood back on you so that you can't read our minds before we leave, and we take you back to the university. But I think I've got something that might persuade you. I didn't figure you'd want to do this for free, Mr. Cobb, so the government has authorized me to pay off your existing student loan debt and ensure that you have a free education all the way through grad school if you so desire. That's right, Mr. Cobb. Once again, we know more about you than you think we do. We realize that you have amassed over $50,000 in student loans and will probably amass $200,000 by the time it's all said and done. This is your chance at free education. All we need is your cooperation.
How much time will I have to commit if I agree to this?
Well, Mr. Cobb, that depends entirely on you. It depends on how long it takes you to achieve your objective.
All this damn secrecy is about to make me scream. I won't be in any danger. And I won't get hurt. You can guarantee that. And you're just going to use me for my mental ability.
That's it.
Okay. I'm in.
Excellent. Come with me. And don't bother trying to read my mind. I have an electromagnetic chip on me that keeps you from doing that.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, where are we at?
We're just north of New Orleans proper. This used to be a safe house that the FBI used, but after Katrina hit, they quit using it. Your subject is behind this door. I want you to read everything that you can from him and record it in this journal.
When do we start?
Right now.
When do I get to meet him?
You don't.
I don't understand.
It's not a problem, is it? You said you could read through walls. Your predecessors had a 20 to 30 foot reach with their mental abilities. Are yours less than theirs?
No, it's not a problem. It's just weird.
How so?
Well, when I read someone's mind, subconsciously I see their face, and I connect it to, and I get their demeanor.
Okay, you don't need to be worrying about anybody's demeanor or face. You need to read what he's thinking and write it down. That's it.
Alright. What's the matter with him? Is he shy or something?
Look, all you need to know is that he's a suspected terrorist and probably the most dangerous bastard on the planet. Look, he's in really bad shape. His condition is stable, but he could die at any minute. He's got a weak heart. He's been through a lot. We keep him mildly sedated, but lately he's been slipping in and out of a coma-like state. So we brought you in to try to help communicate with him.
Well, what am I reading him for?
We believe that he is the key to a terrorist plot on American soil. We don't know that for sure because our intel's a little sketchy, so we need you to get into his brain.
That's heavy stuff. But see what I can do.
Good deal. And we can count on you. I'm going to contact Washington, give them a progress update. If you need anything, just step outside the door and guard will see you.
So what would you have said if I would have said no to helping you?
We would have made you do it.
down, calm down. Don't think about the money. Don't think about the money.
Have you even started yet?
I have. Something's wrong.
What do you mean?
I can't reach out and touch his mind. I can't read it. It doesn't process like a normal human brain. I've never tried reading anything like this before.
That's probably because of all the sedatives that we have him on. But keep trying though, we don't have much time.
Wait a minute, I thought you said there wasn't a time limit.
It wasn't, but we just got intel from Washington that says the attack is possibly imminent. We need you to get in there and do this right now, so whatever you're going to do it.
Look, I can do the best I can, but you know I can't guarantee goals.
Do you like your way of life? Because it's about to be blowing all to hell unless we find out what this nut job's plan is. Now get it done today. So do it and do it now.
Whatever.
What the hell did you do?
I guess you see it wasn't the terrorists we brought you in to read.
What was that thing?
We don't know either. We found it after Katrina. Brought it here to study it and do tests on it. comatose for 5 years. Woke up last week. That's when we started tracking you down.
And now it's loose. What do we do now?
We hope and pray to God it can survive on land.
And if it can?
May God help us all.
They must have had a heck of a party in here last night. I ain't seen this much blood in 20 years. You know, if it weren't for all these damn monsters, I could probably get out of here on time for a change. Stupid government agencies don't care about anybody else's personal time. Want me to work overtime at regular price. They don't know who they're dealing with. I'm going home. That's it.